Maayong hapon mga ka-Oaks. Yes, good afternoon again, no? Um, yes, we are definitely back, no? So, since our long pause, we are now on our second session after that pause, no? The first was last week, our session or episode number 10, and for this week, our episode number 11. And I am so glad that we are pacing our way into really making a point of really blocking Saturday into giving you the content that you deserve that will help you in your trading or investment journey. So yeah, um, let's go straight to our topic for this afternoon. But before that, I would like to greet everyone. No, greetings of peace to all listeners. I hope that everyone is well and safe. And I hope no, to all our brothers and sisters in Luzon, I hope that you are slowly coping up in mga nasalanta sa Baguio. No? So keep on praying. No, we are also praying for you. So yes, without further ado, I would like to briefly introduce our Suki, no? Suki na speaker, or should I say our trusted no speaker, no? Every time we have engagements, the go-to guy is this guy, no? So he is currently the business development officer for First Metro Securities in Mindanao. So he is a financial literacy advocate, and in the quest to become the best on what he do, he actually acquired all the necessary certificates so that he can perform his duty well. And siguro in a while along his slides, he is going to discuss those certificates that he got so that he will be suitable for his job. Yeah. So what he usually do before the pandemic is he go around local government units, private institutions, yes, colleges, so to discuss regarding financial literacy. So um, a very noble job indeed, no? The job of this guy. Yeah. So siguro to further introduce himself, I would like to call our Suki, no? Speaker, so to speak, Mr. John Philip Billones. If you are ready, please take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, John, no, for that warm introduction. I'm happy no, that after a week, we are able to conduct this session again. So again, I would like to thank Oakbridge Stock Trading Institute for always guesting us in this web Flatten the Learning Curve session. Yeah, hopefully the things we're going to discuss this afternoon and in the succeeding weeks, you will find value in them. All right, especially if you're quite an active trader, maybe the reports that we are going to share with you are actually beneficial, or you could use this as your screen. All right. So before I discuss any further, let me just share my presentation so I can introduce myself formally. All right. John, can you see my screen already? Hello, John.
Yes, yes, yes. Clear,
All
clear.
right. So, ayan, thank you for confirming. So, again, I'm JP Billones. So, I'm actually a personal finance and investment literacy advocate. I love to help Filipinos appreciate the value of saving their hard-earned money and consider investing or trading in order to achieve their financial goals. On my quest to do so, I also became a certified investment solicitor and a certified equity security salesman. So these licenses are actually from SEC, and these are tagged under my company. So I may be able to talk about mutual funds and also stocks. And of course, I did not stop there. I also sought more, so to learn more about the capital markets. So I also got the certified financial markets professional. So that's for me to be able to be more knowledgeable of our field. Currently, I'm the Business Development Officer for the Mindanao desk of First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. So, our company has been through the years and many corporate milestones. We started our operations in 1994. Then we introduced or launched our online trading website in 2006. Then we introduced the first mobile stock trading app in 2012. Then we did not stop there. We also allowed our clients in 2016 to actually diversify into other asset classes through mutual funds. So because in 2016, we launched FundSmart. That's our one-stop shop for mutual fund investing. And in the recent years, we've actually garnered notable awards, but I think the most memorable would be the award from Finance Asia, which is Philippines Best Broker Award. And we've actually won this award in 2017, 2018, and also this year, 2020. We acknowledge that this is the current demographic of stock market investors in the Philippines. This is from the report of PSE for 2019. Imagine for a population of over 100 million, only 1.2 million have stock market accounts. That's where, when you hear that around 1% only invest in the stock market, it reflects in these numbers. But as you can see, most of them prefer online at 782,000. And most of them are also locally employed, but there's gaining interest from OFWs and students. So as you can see, across employment statuses, there's interest in investing or trading stocks. But as you can see, most of them come from Metro Manila, 75.7%. The rest of the country have yet to catch up. Even where I am based here in Davao, or our area is Mindanao, and this is also where Oakbridge is situated, we only comprise 3.3% of this 1.2 million accounts. So there's really a long way to go. That's why especially our team, the business development team, we conduct market education efforts from island to island and even conduct and tap public, private, and academic institutions so that we can promote our advocacy. And sometimes along the way, we are also invited into bigger events to share about saving and investing. However, these kinds of gatherings are not that encouraged because of the pandemic. Thus, for our session today is going to be in a webinar format. So we're very thankful for the technology because through this, we are able to promote this in social media platforms so that we could reach further. So I'd like to welcome you all to this session of Flatten the Learning Curve. Again, we'd like to express our gratitude to Oakbridge Stock Trading Institute for always guesting us here. And I think this is already our 11th episode. No? So again, na-mention ni John, nag-pause lang kami for short duration. But we resumed already. And this is our second week. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this religiously moving forward. So we can share with you the research reports. Okay, so again, thank you, especially to John Rabe for always giving the time to do this session. So again, for my part here, I'm just going to share with you a research report of First Metro Securities. Now, to my understanding and my experience with Oakbridge, most of their circle or their community are actually comprised of active traders rather than passive traders. So most of them actually would like to find opportunities in the short term in order for them to capitalize yung mga swings ng market. So actually, we conduct. Our research team uh, publishes many research reports, but I think the appropriate report for them is Traders Playbook report. And yung our goal here in Flatten the Learning Curve is to be able to share with you every week yung mga na-release na Traders Playbook report. So just to introduce you to Traders Playbook, by the way, for you to access that, no, if you have an account with us already, so you just go to research, FMS reports, then you can find there our Traders Playbook among with our other research reports. Again, I'd like to give credit to our research team because sila talaga, yung pagod nila dito nabubuhos. And later you see how valuable it is. So for those na walang account, you might consider to open an account with First Metrosec for you to be able to access these research reports. So again, yung Trader's Playbook, essentially, it comprises of three lang. First, we will tell you what happened to the stock. So ano yung usually news or event siya na nangyari to the company. Then second, we will tell you our view. So we will try to explain the news or event and how it will affect the stock. And third, of course, no, the recommendation. So if ever na it's a buy call, then we will tell you saan yung maganda na entry point And if ever it would go as expected, then we'll tell you the take profit point. However, if the trade doesn't go well, this is very essential for traders. We need to put a cut loss point, and it's usually comprised with this three, and that's a really good thing, especially for active traders. So I'm going to prepare the Traders Playbook report published this week. But as I do that, as I prepare them, let me just present the disclaimer for this report. All right, give me a few seconds to share the report. All right, now I'm going to share the report right now. John, can you please confirm if you see the PDF version of the report?
Yes, yes, James.
All right, thank you, John. Okay, so first report that we published this week is actually November 10. I believe this is Tuesday, no? This is for Nickel Asia Corporation. So the headline here is that Nickel, the suspension of operations in Hinatuan is a non-event. Okay, so ano ba nangyari? Now, what happened to Nickel? So Nickel Asia Corp suspended its operations in Hinatuan Mine from October 27, 2020 to November 10, 2020 after 19 employees tested positive for the virus. No? So parang that might be concerning for some. Here's another news from Nickel. So, di ba ngayon, this is earning season, so you will get to see these kinds of updates. Nickel's net attributable income in 9-month 2020 was higher by 20% year-on-year to 2.3 billion. And this is in line with consensus estimates and mainly due to higher ore export prices on the back of a recovery in the Chinese stainless steel market. So, yan yung parang update nila sa earnings nila. All right, so from those two na events or updates, what's our view? So by the way, our equity research analyst for this report is Mr. Royce Aguilar. So here's our view. So we think that the two-week closure will have minimal impact on Nickel's earnings as the Hinatuan mine contributed only 11% of the company's sales volume in full year 2019. So kaya we called dun sa ano no title, it's a non-event. Okay, tapos management said pa talaga that it's already in the tail end of its mining season. Okay? Then moving forward, nickel prices should remain stable, supported by a recovery in demand, especially in China. Because 'di ba ngayon parang the lockdown measures are eased already. All right? So these two things are very favorable for nickel moving forward. So what's the recommendation? So we recommend accumulating at current prices and set cut loss below 3.80. We are raising our profit taking level for nickel to 4.6 to 4.75. So yeah, that's the report on nickel. Now I'm going to show you right now the chart of nickel. All right. So John, can you confirm if you can see the chart?
Go ahead, James.
All right. So as you can see, by the way, this is the chart of nickel. You can actually access this charting tool through First Metro Securities platform. And this is actually powered by TradingView. All right. So as you can see, this is the price action of nickel. So as said in the report, sabi nila, no, we recommend accumulating at current prices, set cut loss at 3.8. So you can actually put here, let's say your cut loss level here, you can put a horizontal line and the 3.80 level is there. So when you say cut loss, if ever it breaches below that, then you could consider to lighten or sell your position. Because if that is breached, possibly it would fall to lower support levels. Okay, so there you go. Then the it says there that the profit taking level for nickel is between 4.6 to 4.75. So as you can see from the report, sorry, from the chart, I'm going to pinch this. So I place there the take profit levels that is 4.6 to 4.75. Now, what's the reason behind this? So actually, this 4.6 to 4.75 range was actually the target price of Recognia because we have actually Recognia is our automatic chart pattern detection system within First Metro Securities platform. So if ever Recognia identifies a certain technical event, it can guide you. Okay, so let me show you. But essentially, no, before I shift the screen, it actually found a bullish pennant. So as you can see here, this is a bullish pennant. So let me show you. No, so let me shift my share screen to to our platform, and I will guide you as to where you can see Recognia. All right, give me a few seconds first. All right, so yeah, this is the platform. So again, for all those na wala pang account kay First Metrosec, this is how our platform looks like. Now, the one I was mentioning about Recognia, you can find that here in charts, then chart pattern recognition, then you can click on technical lookup. Okay, so when you click on technical lookup, you'll be able to see this. So I prepared that beforehand. You'll be able to see this. John, can you see the Recognia window?
Yes, yes, great.
All right. So as you can see here, this is a very powerful tool of First Metro, and this is from Recognia because this is an automatic chart pattern recognition tool. So as you can see, you just load the security. In this case, it's Nickel Asia Corp. That's NIKL, and you can see here all the bullish and bearish signals that were detected by the program. Again, you did not do this. The program saw this. And the one that I was mentioning about, the bullish pennant, is actually this. So you just click on that. This was actually detected on October 22. Okay, so the bullish pennant is a short-term bullish pattern, and the target price is 4.60 to 4.75. Okay? So, ayan. So, you can, if you want to read more about the bullish pennant, you can see that here. But essentially, just a briefer, the price seems to be resuming a sharp rally after taking a brief pause. Because the bullish pennant is actually a continuation pattern of, for example, in this case, it was rallying before this pennant breakout. So, it will continue this. Okay? And if we follow that, that's what we have observed already here in nickel way back in October 22. So let me shift to the because this is what the what Recognia saw. Let's try to confirm that in our chart. So let's go back to the chart. Here you see. So I just copy that. Okay, so you can see that here. Ito yung bullish pennant na nakita ni Recognia. And yun nga, there was a breakout dito. And no, parang there was a slight pullback pero it did not go through back to this triangle. No, merong slight may time na pumasok pero it recovered. Okay, during this time. Okay, so nag-recover siya, then it proved to be a support, no? This used to be a resistance, then it proved to be a support dito. Then this rallied. So the price target again is 4.6 to 4.75. Saan nanggaling yan? Again, balik tayo doon sa Recognia. It says here, target price 4.6 to 4.75. So again, ako personally, what I do here is I try to confirm if I agree with that. Okay, so what I do usually is I confirm also with the chart. So sa pagkakaalam ko, to my knowledge about the flags and pennants, the measured move from the breakout point is actually yung flagpole niya. Okay, so in this case, ito yung flagpole. Okay, so in this case, what you can do is actually clone this, then put this on top of the breakout point, such, no? And you can see that it's really within the target price. No? So maybe I'm not sure how Recognia does this, but based from what I see here, maybe they followed this measured move. Then to to input the errors in the measurement, they took this range. Kasi this is about halfway. Now, if you're going to look at the coordinates of this, the coordinates is actually 4.66, and that's somewhere in between your 4.60 and 4.75. So this is my personal opinion sa what Recognia said. Okay? So yan, that's also good because this 4.6 to 4.75 is actually near the highs, this high ni nickel. Okay? So ayan. So what we can be careful about lang talaga is parang there seems to be parang pause sa rally. So baka this might pull back siguro if sentiment wala pang more positive catalyst for it. So yeah, careful lang tayo. You can cut loss lang if it falls below 3.80. Pero siguro if it bounces, no, if it pulls back and bounces to 3.80, baka hindi na nga babalik yan dyan. So baka sa 3.9 it might bounce already. So that could be an opportunity for you to buy. So again, careful lang tayo. If it falls below 3.8, it might signal further downside. Kaya dyan ang cut loss. So the next support level niyan could be 3.45. Okay? So yeah, that's for nickel. And ito, ano lang din, when you look at the RSI, it's already in overbought conditions. So baka this might pull back. Okay, so if meron kayong hawak kay nickel, by the way, no, October 22 yun. This is already a good profit level. All right, so that's nickel. So let me go back to the research reports. So that's for nickel. The next research report is actually DMCI. We published this November 11, 2020. So in this case, the headline for DMC is more share price upside seen. Okay, so ano ba yung nangyari kay DMC? So DMCI Holdings formed a double bottom. So as you can see now, maganda sa Traders Playbook is hindi lang siya fundamental. It's actually a mix between fundamental and technical. Okay, so this is a long-term bullish pattern. And yan, na-track siya because of the recovery ng PSEI din this month. So sa ano naman, sa earnings news niya naman, DMC reported a core net income of 4.5 billion in 9-month 2020. So it's also in line with consensus expectation. So yun yung nangyari kay DMC. Isa is about its earnings and next is a technical pattern na na-identify. So what's our view? So according to Recognia, our automated chart pattern recognition, so again, this is from Recognia na na-identify, the measured price target for DMC breaking out of its double bottom pattern is 6.30 to 6.60. Later, we will explore that chart. So as for fundamentals naman, if you look at, no, kasi si DMC is ano siya, no, marami siyang subsidiaries, one of which is si Semirara Mining and Power Corporation. It's not expected to significantly outperform until first quarter 2021. Kasi nga muted pa yung growth sa energy demand. So medyo to the medyo magwi-weigh yan siya sa investor sentiment, pero on more positive note, for example, si DMC, ibang segments niya could actually buoy its sentiment. So for example, si DMCI Homes is expected to recognize higher revenues as the company's the timing of collections and construction activities to pick up as quarantine restrictions are eased. So another one is si DMCI Mining. Yung reopening ng nickel mine in Zambales bodes well for the company given the favorable outlook in demand and market prices. We also discussed that dun sa nickel, di ba? Then, next is for Maynilad Water Services. So aside from recovery in sales, no, kasi ngayon nag-reopen na, commercial industrial, no, management is also optimistic that a concession agreement can be drafted sooner rather than later. And it actually did towards the end of this week. Now later, meron din kaming mga stocks na related to that. So what's the recommendation from that view and what happened? So the recommendation is given that the stock is trading at overbought levels, traders can accumulate on pullbacks at around 5 pesos. Set cut loss below 4.6 and take profits at around 6.3 to 6.60. Okay, so let me share yung stock, yung chart. Then let's shift to, this is DMC. Can you see the chart, John?
Yes, James.
Alright, so ito kay DMC, it's quite interesting, no? Kasi 'di ba, sabi doon sa report, it formed double bottom tapos nag-breakout siya, 'di ba? It broke out from that double bottom. And that double bottom is actually identified here. So medyo usually double bottom, siya, same level, pero dito hindi niya nahinintay bumalik to around 3.2. Medyo nag-bounce na siya around kahit 3.35 around that level, di ba? So just to scale back, no, this is what happened to DMC beforehand. It was actually on a downtrend, as you can see here. Then it formed this double bottom. Okay, so again, that is a bullish indicator. Sabihin parang nag-pause na tong downtrend niya kasi hindi na siya nag-create ng lower highs and lower lows. 'Di ba dito it created lower lows, pero dito it created higher lows na siya. So parang merong buyers na nag-emerge. Tapos furthermore, no, ito this is personally itong when this was formed, you can see actually a divergence, no, when you look at the MACD of this, no? So if this is double bottom, medyo mataas na rin tong bounce niya dito. Okay, so yeah, some might disagree with me on that, but anyways, personal lang siya. All right, so by the way, ito siya. If you chart the DMC, you will be able to see this. Tapos nakasabi doon sa report, 'di ba, na traders can accumulate on pullbacks at around 5 pesos. So the 5 peso level is actually this one, this red line. Okay, and it broke above that already. Okay, so ngayon it's above that, so maybe you can wait for the pullback as suggested dito sa report. So make sure lang to set cut loss below 4.6. So 4.6. So by the way, this is how you add those kinds. No? For example, na suggest is 4.6. So you can add there a horizontal line. You can edit the coordinates to the suggested level. Then you can change the style if you'd like. So you can indicate here cut loss. And you can change the color to red. Then change its settings. If you want it red, then change also yung format niya. There you go. So that will help you for your future guidance in trading this stock. Okay, so again, the take profit levels are 6.3 and 6.6. Now, how did that arise? Actually, again, this was identified by Recognia. So let me share my Recognia screen. Again, same lang din. Punta kayo sa charts, then technical lookup. You'll be able to see this. Then you just input here DMC. All right. John, can you see the Recognia screen?
Yes, yes.
All right. So as you can see here, this would load lang. And you can see all the bullish and bearish technical patterns here. So for the double bottom na sinasabi niya kanina, so that was actually this one. This was identified in November 5, 2020. So you just click on that. This double bottom is actually a long-term bullish na technical signal. And you can see here yung target price na 6.30 to 6.60. So a little briefer lang about double bottom. The price seems to have reached a bottom after failing to break through a support level and ultimately rising higher in a sign of reversal to a new uptrend. Okay, so ganyan. So ito yan, this is what we saw. Ito yung nakita ng Recognia. Okay, so again, what you can actually do is you can confirm this for yourself, no? Balik ka doon sa chart. So that's what we're going to do right now. Remember lang natin ha, this was identified by Recognia. The target price 6.3 to 6.6. So if you go back to the price chart, you can actually try to make sense na if okay ba yung target prices na yon. Okay? So ito again, this is I don't know how Recognia calculated that, but from what I know about a double bottom, okay, I might be wrong, no? But usually yung measured ng bottom is also the same nung ano niya, yung kung gaano siya kalalim, 'di ba? So when I tried to do that, ito yung pinakamalalim for the first na dip niya. So again, like what we did sa nickel, we just clone this. Then ito yung breakout point niya, right? All right. Yeah. Then here for the next bottom, we can actually clone this. Yan. So rough estimate lang, ganyan yung parang mga measured move nila based from this mga breakouts. So as you can see, that's well around the 6.30 to 6.6 levels, no? So ayan, baka yun yung way ni Recognia how they identified this. But yeah. So again, as suggested by the report, we can wait for the pullback. If mag-pullback siya dito and the pullback level is nasa 5. So kung buy on pullback ka, hintayin mo muna na kasi when you look at nasa RSI overbought conditions na rin siya eh. So baka magpo-pullback din talaga siya. So if you're waiting for a pullback, so hintayin mo na bumalik siya to 5 pesos kasi that might be your potential na support level kasi nga parang yung role reversal, 'di ba? What used to be a resistance might be your next support. Okay? So what you can do is wait mo na lang 'yan, either mag-pullback siya dito then once signs na siya na mag-bounce siya, then you can consider to buy. Okay? Or if you're more conservative, dito ka sa 4.77 where this breakout was seen. Okay? So, depende na yan siya sa inyo. Ano lang, plan your trade lang talaga, risk to reward ratio. Okay? Dapat okay yung risk to reward ratio ninyo. So, ayan. Then, ito lang din, set lang yung cut loss na sa 4.6 pesos. Okay? Kasi if mag-break na siya sa 4.6, that might signal further downside. And yung mga next support levels niya is between 3.4 to 3.2. Medyo malalim-lalim na rin. Okay? So that's for DMC. Okay? So baka may ano ka dyan, may insights ka or something that you'd like to add on as before we proceed?
No, I would like to highlight siguro yung the importance of understanding reports kasi it really goes to show that no stock movements are usually correlated to positive news, particularly positive news regarding the financials, no, or the income or the business of the company. So let's not forget that when we trade or invest in the stock market, we are actually buying companies that has actually operations, no? So usually stock prices move along with positive sentiment of their business and of their income. And yeah, so kasi paminsan-minsan nakakalimutan natin, akala natin numbers lang yan or figures lang yan. We tend to forget that those figures and those prices are actually attached to a real company who has real operations. So yeah, that's why I'm really thankful of this report or this discussion, because we really have the chance to relate what happens or how interrelated or connected the news and the financial statements are to the stock prices. Yeah. So yun, Jakes.
All right. So thank you for that insights, John. No, so yeah, that's very important, and we're very thankful. No, kasi again, if we don't have the time to actually look into this individually, ito talaga yung nakikita ko na value sa report. Kasi our research team tracks this, so parang distilled na siya. No, parang ito yung mga important na news about that company. But
Actually,
again, these are just recommendations. At the
that
end
is
of the
also
day, kayo talaga mag-execute ng buy or sell orders ninyo. Alright?
Japes, that is actually a good point, no? Because if you are going to do your own research, napakadaming data na ma-encounter mo. However, with this report, parang strained na ba, no? Yung mga, kumbaga, the professional researchers, sinala na nila yung mga sa tingin nila na unnecessary data that would just cloud your insights or cloud your thinking, no? And gather or collate data that will really have high impact on the prices. So yeah. So instead na ikaw pa yung maghahanap ng ano yung mga data na credible, no? So the researchers did all the heavy lifting for you. So yes. Thank you First Metro Securities for this wonderful research material.
Alright. Welcome, John, no? And I hope no that you appreciate this. And let us know if how we can further help you. Alright? So ayan, let's move on to the next research report. So yan, siguro highlight ko lang din no, yung past two reports. Those are actually mga calls that were helped by Recognia, which is also a very powerful tool. Imagine, kung hindi ka rin maka-follow sa mga technical patterns, then Recognia might be able to help you. Alright, so let's move on to the next. The next report was published is about Century Pacific Food Incorporated, or that is CNPF. And the headline for this is, it's on track for a strong finish. Okay, so ano ba nangyari kay CNPF? Century Pacific Food Incorporated, yung third quarter 2020 earnings niya grew by 15% year-on-year to 1 billion, moderating 9-month 2020 profit growth to 25.7%. Okay, year-on-year. Okay, tapos this is also driven by robust demand and margin expansion. As you can see, yung consolidated revenues niya nag-expand by 21% year-on-year, driven by growth in its branded business portfolio and its marine, meat, and milk segments. Yeah. Tapos, as you can see here, nag-net siya ng 8.9% margin and generated strong free cash flow. Okay, so yan yung mga parang fundamental events about CNPF. Again, earnings season ngayon, so we get to hear a lot of these updates right now. So again, what's our view of what happened? So we are confident that CNPF is one of the few consumer names under our coverage poised to come out stronger post-COVID-19. So actually, CNPF is part of our stock picks, which again, I think this is part of the reopening winners. Okay? And I think this has been also a COVID-19 beneficiary kasi 'di ba, yung mga products niya, these are the things that were bought by people, especially 'di ba may time yun na parang nag-hoard tayo. I don't know with you, but kami parang due to the restrictions, we don't want to go to the stores much. We tend to really pack our pantries, 'di ba? Para just in case, no? Para di rin tayo exposed too much to others. Okay, tapos management's commitment to reinvest earnings gives us confidence that the company can sustain earnings well after COVID-19 tailwinds dissipate. In terms naman sa technicals niya, the CNPF is trading moderately above its support levels of 15.06 to 15.5. Okay, so from those na earnings results, view namin, our recommendation is this. We are bullish on CNPF, okay? And we recommend those not holding the stock to buy it on pullbacks. So take profit at around 18.1 and set cut loss below 15.5. Okay, that's for short-term traders. Pero if you're a long-term investor, we have a target price of 22 pesos sa kanya. Okay, so ito rin maganda kasi if we cover the stock tapos buy call kami dyan, we tell you also yung fundamental target price niya for long-term investors. So again, let's try to look into that sa chart. So this is CNPF. Can you see the chart right now, John?
Yes.
All right. So as recommended dun sa report, 'di ba sabi doon buy on pullbacks, no? Sabi dun sa report to buy at pullbacks but take profit at 18.1. So ito yung mga levels na 'yan. So 18.1 is here, the take profit level. Cut loss ka lang below 15.5, which is actually yan yung na-identify na support, di ba? So if you scale back, si CNPF, meron siyang support. Ito yung support region niya between 15.06 and 15.5. So yan yung na-identify natin looking at its price chart. And recently, 'di ba? Nag-correct tong stock na to, nag-pull back siya to 15.5. Pero the next trading day, it traded higher. So parang because of this event, by the way, you can also draw dito sa trading view. Meron mga drawing tools dito. Ayan. So you can see here na meron siyang support around that level. Okay, so siguro buy and pullback lang tayo. Okay? So siguro I see here, ito personal ko na to ha, and it's not part of the report. So maybe dito, no? A pullback dito sa 16.4. Okay? Pero natagos na kasi to but we'll see, no? Tingnan natin. So pero pwede siya mag-pull back and bounce sa 16.4. If not, siguro kahit lower so 15.5. Okay? So careful lang tayo if it breaches below 15.5, especially if it breaches pa to 15.06. So medyo malalim-lalim yung next support niya. Okay? So cut loss lang tayo sa 15.5. Okay, so yan, if you are able to if you're able to buy on pullbacks, take profit at 18.1 for short-term investors. Pero for long-term na investors, we have a fundamental target price of 22 pesos on this. Okay? All right. So that's for CNPF. So let's go back to the report. Next is report is on Metro Pacific Investment Corp. Okay, so can you see the report, John?
Yes, James.
All right. So the headline for this report, and actually also the next report, is that President Duterte approved DOJ recommended water concession deal. Okay, so this is what happened. President Duterte approved the Department of Justice recommendation on the terms and conditions for its water concession deal with Maynilad Water Services and Manila Water Company. So actually, this has been the overhang of these companies noon, di ba? Kasi the government wanted to have a new concession contract and the contents of that concession contract is not that known pa talaga. Okay, so siguro the next step said here, the next step is na mag-reconvene ang government with Maynilad and MWC to discuss the details of this concession agreement. Our view here of this happening is that they have yet, si management, they have yet to receive an official copy ng draft agreement. Pero nonetheless, we think the news flow is likely to lift overhang on the counter. Again, this has been an overhang sa stocks na to noon. Ensuing from the government's initial plan in December 19 to revoke the extension of Maynilad and MW's concession. Ito talaga yung kinakatakutan noon. Kaya merong sell down din nito because of this. No? Kasi nga, we don't know no? Yung risk talaga noon is to revoke the concession contract. So, but right now, medyo meron na. There's hope already. Alright, remember lang, MPI has a 53% ownership interest in Maynilad. So what's our recommendation for MPI? So mind you lang that we actually have a take profit call at 4.20. We mentioned that on our previous buy report on MPI. So you can click na link here na lang if you have access. But given the new development, we recommend to buy back MPI once it breaks above 4.38. We are raising our profit-taking level for MPI to 5.1 peso and set cut loss below 3.93. Kaya as you can see here, this is a buy on breakout call for MPI. All right, so let's look at the chart and see how that translates. So can you see the chart right now, John?
Yes, James.
All right, so this is the chart of MPI. So as mentioned noon, we had a buy call on MPI. Then take profit was at 4.2. Pero ngayon, we acknowledge na baka may nag-take profit sa inyo. Ngayon, from the report, we recommend to buy back MPI once it breaks above 4.38. So 4.38 is actually here. Okay, I indicated that here, buy on breakout, this blue line. Okay, given the new development. So hintayin muna natin, right now hindi pa siya nag-breakout, nag-pull back pa siya, even fell below 4.2 pa nga. Okay, so we are raising our profit-taking level to 5.10. So this is the green line here. This is the take profit level. I believe that was chosen because may historical dyan, resistance. If we're going to scale back, napansin ninyo, every time it reaches around 5.1, you have here resistance zones. Okay, so likely, baka dyan yung next take profit level. But before you position there, hintayin muna natin na mag-breakout siya sa 4.38. I think the reason behind that is because of this. No? Meron din siyang historical na support dyan. Okay, as you can see, merong 4.38, 4.38, 4.38. And dito, that proved to be a resistance. So if role reversal happens, so hintayin muna natin yung breakout niya dyan for confirmation na may change in sentiment. Okay? So by the way, quick recap lang on MPI noon, it has been trading downtrend. Pero na-identify dito, merong parang tawag natin dito price divergence, price divergence with MACD and RSI. So nag-lower low ang presyo, pero when you look at its MACD, nag-create siya ng higher low, even with your RSI that's higher low. So usually niyan, during this time, that could have been a reversal signal. And ngayon nga, medyo nag-reverse na nga siya. Natulungan din to because of the recovery ng market, because again, MPI is an index issue. Tapos nag-breakout din siya dito, and ngayon it's trading upwards. I think when you look at its moving averages, it's also trending higher. Okay, so paangat na lahat ng moving averages mo. Alright, so yun lang. If you're going to buy on breakout dito sa 4.38, make sure lang na to cut loss. You can set your cut loss at 3.93. Alright, so yan, as recommended by the report. But again, guys, 3.93, not 4.93. Again, guys, itong research report is just a recommendation. If you have your own trading strategy, let's say you want a tighter cut loss, follow that because that is your trading system. Again, at the end of the day, this is just recommendations. Kayo talaga mag-set niyan, no? So, yan, this is just for you to help. This is just to help you. I think yan din yung sinet na 3.93 kasi merong resistance dito, which naging support siya dyan. So if this was a support, then if it breaks down, wala na yung support. So baka further downside thereafter. All right, so that's MPI.
James, I just want to interrupt.
Sure.
I just want you to check your time because it's almost 7 and I'm wondering if, hindi ka ba?
No, it's okay. Let's finish na lang. One more report na lang naman.
Okay.
So we'll be done in a couple of minutes already.
Yeah. So for the information of the listeners, that's the reason why I interrupted because we have a curfew of 7 p.m. and it's almost 7 and JP might
Who is Buhay?
might miss the current way he says he wants to continue. So yeah, go ahead, James.
All right, sige. Don't worry, I won't hold you liable. Joke lang. All right. So one more report, don't worry, and it's quite similar naman, no? So again, this is MPI buy on breakout. Now let's move on to the next report. Can you see the next report, John?
Yes, great.
Okay. So the next report is actually related also to the same news, but this is for Manila Water Company Incorporated. So that's MWC. Same news actually, no? Yung President Duterte approved DOJ's recommendations at terms and conditions for the water concession deal with Maynilad and MWC. So our view, ito lang, may additional lang siya, no? In its earnings call yesterday, November 12, management assured investors that increased government oversight on rate setting is not worrisome in their view. So, yeah, that gives us confidence nun kasi yan yung sabi ng management sa earnings call nila. Okay? Tapos, our view, we think the news flow is likely to lift overhang in the counter. Ensuing from the government's initial plan, no? Actually same view siya sa previous na report. So the recommendation, we reiterate our call from our last buy report to accumulate on breakout. We are raising our buying level above 14.80 since the price has recently acted as a resistance. Set cut loss below 13.75 and profit-taking levels at 17.8. So that's what the report said. Let's shift to the chart. So MWC. Can you see the chart of MWC, John?
Yes, great.
Okay, so yung recommended na levels doon sa report, it said that buy above 14.8. So this is the one. Buy on breakout sa 14.8. And yan, medyo nag-breakout nga siya sa 14.8, di ba? When the market closed yesterday. So siguro you can check sa Monday if this 14.8 will hold. Okay, so siguro medyo may confidence tayo to enter the stock if ever it goes higher or may nakita tayong reemergence ng buyers above this 14.8. Okay? So, ayan. Bakit yan yung buy on breakout level? Sorry, what happened there? Because previously, it went as high around 14.8. No? Yan yung last na resistance. Again, ano to? Parang ito rin, no? I should have extended this pala. So, you can set this to 120. Sorry, 80. All right. So as you can see, the 15, sorry, the 14.8 level is actually a previous resistance. But actually, no, kung titingnan no, this is between 14.8 to 15 eh, no? So you might consider that also. But to follow the report, it used to be a resistance, no? As you can see here, resistance siya dyan, resistance siya dyan. Ito also resistance siya dito, nag-breakout pero bumalik, no? So by the way, no, not always na pag-breakout, ano siya, tutuloy siya. May confirmation pa dapat yan siya. And in this case, hindi siya na-confirm dito kasi bearish to na candle. Tapos bumalik pa siya below. Okay, so tingnan natin, kaya I told you kanina to wait for a confirmation. Okay, kung if aggressive ka, you can buy the breakout. But again, this is still within the, no, ako may nakita ko, personally ko na to this is not from the report. I still see niya baka between 15 siya eh. Okay, so yan yung ano ko, yan yung range ko for this. So it's still within that. So baka better if you want to be more conservative sa entry mo, wait for the confirmation na nag-breakout na talaga siya. Especially round number yung 15 mo. Okay, so yan. You can buy this breakout. Then if magtuloy-tuloy siya, the take profit level is 17.80. And I believe that's so because of this. Previously, meron siyang ano dyan, that proved to be a support. So tingnan natin if may role reversal dyan sa 17.8. Okay? But always, hindi natin alam where the market will go. Baka magpo-pullback yan like what it did here. Mag-false breakout siya. Cut loss lang talaga tayo. And recommended cut loss sa report is at 13.75. Okay? And that's because of this support level. Okay, so again, this is just recommendation. If you want to have a tighter cut loss, feel free to adjust. Okay, so depende sa risk reward na gusto mong i-take. Okay, so that's for MWC. Okay, so yeah, so those are our 5 traders playbook research reports for the week, and hopefully you found value in them. So before I end my slides, John, baka you have insights before we proceed?
Yes, my insight is thank you for the it's almost the curfew, but yet you decided to really continue. For that, thank you. Siguro last ano lang siguro insight no, this is itong MWC is a classic example of yung tinatawag natin na uncertainty in the market, or yung sinasabing there is no such thing as sure, no 100% the market. As you can see, you identified this as a resistance, and normally a breakout on a solid resistance like this is usually a buy signal. However, if you can see in um, two events, no, it actually broke out but failed, no. So that's why there is always a suggestion of a cut loss, no. So that's why part of the recommendation is a cut loss, because if the trade goes on the opposite of your plan, no, you really need to cut your losses. So that's the importance of cutting cutting losses. So again, you have two exits, no? When you do a trade, you have number one, it's either you take profit, or number two, you cut losses. So yes, dapat medyo mechanical and robotic yung approach natin. Once it reaches our cut point, we really need to execute our plan. So yeah, that's it for me, Japes. I think if you have some few slides to show, you may show it now.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, bago tayo maabutan ng curfew, no? So let me just share a couple of slides, few minutes lang, 3 minutes lang siguro to. But again, thank you all for watching this webinar. Hopefully, marami kayong natutunan, especially how you can plan your trades. Again, these are just recommendation for your consideration, and yeah, for your consideration. So again, for you to be able to fully become medyo to have an edge sa market, you might want to consider our First Metrosec Pro platform. So wherein you can actually, 'di ba, na-mention doon sa research reports, yung mga buy on breakout plays, yung mga cut loss levels, that might not be you might not be able to set that automatically using your classic platform kasi limit orders lang 'yon. Kailangan mo ng stop limit orders in order to set up those in advance. So, yung mga cut loss levels mo, buy on breakout plays mo, and other professional tools for trading. So, you might consider to avail of our Pro, which is yung criteria niya is just to trade a cumulative amount of 100,000. So, that's both buy and sell transactions or maintain a 200,000 portfolio ng stocks or mutual funds. If you want to have more details, visit nyo lang tong link bit.ly/trade like a pro for more details. But essentially, no, you can mitigate your losses by entering a sell stop limit order, such as this example. We don't have the time na lang to discuss each of this, so I'm just going to run through this. You can also
For those who will not be able to see this in a detailed manner, no, they can actually review our previous videos kasi doon na-discuss mo siya thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. So watch nila yung video, no? So ayan. Next is to protect, you can also protect your gains using the sell stop limit order. So kung if you want to sell on the strength, no, pull back siya doon sa level, you can protect your gains also. You can also buy on breakout, no? Marami tayong mga setup doon na sa mga trader playbook call natin. You can set up buy on breakout or buy on pullback, 'di ba? May report din doon na buy on pullback, 'di ba? So you can set that up using our first Metrosec Pro na stop limit order. So in this case, yung buy on breakout and buy on pullback, buy stop limit siya ang tawag diyan. So essentially, yung mga conditional orders or yung mga stop limit orders, you are going to set a trigger price. Okay? So when the trigger price is hit, that would trigger the system to post a limit order. Okay? Yung trigger price mo or trigger limit mo, you can set that for 1 week or for 1 month until that price is reached. Pero once na-trigger siya, it will post a limit order that is valid for 1 day. Okay, so yeah, you can explore this na lang no sa previous sessions namin on how to execute this. But you can do this through Pro. So again, promote ko lang, this is still ongoing right now. You can makahabol pa kayo sa Guided Investor Fearless Trader seminar namin. Ngayon, nasa phase 3 na. We are next week, I guess, ay tuturo na how to build your own trading system. So doon na pag-usapan yung trader psychology, backtesting, risk management, and portfolio evaluation. Visit nyo na lang tong link to register bit.ly/giftseries-nov2020. And again, no, you can follow us on social media through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. Search nila yung handle namin na @FirstMetroSec. So we have saving and investing webinars doon for free. You can also listen to our Spotify podcast, which is the top-ranking PH business podcast right now. We upload this every Tuesday, 15 to 20 minutes na mga updates. Then, the most reliable in the country also because you get all your investment needs in one account. If you want to invest or trade stocks using your desktop, laptops, or mobile phones, pwede siya kasi meron kaming app, First Metrosec Go. And of course, no, if you want to diversify to mutual funds, possible also through First Metro Securities. This is also, no, if for those na interested, this is how you can open your First Metrosec account in 3 easy steps. No need for personal appearance, no printed documents, and no hassle. Just visit our website, www.firstmetrosec.com.ph, click on Open an Account, complete the online form with your username, password, and basic account information, then upload your documents online. Tatlo lang ang kailangan, government-issued ID with 3 signatures, preferably driver's license or PRC. Second is your proof of bank account, any proof that would show your account name and account number. Then third is your proof of billing. Dapat tama lang yung address. It could be kuryente, tubig, utility bill, or credit card statement as long as mayroong proof ng address. When you get to the part that they would ask you, how did you learn about us? Of course, lagay natin doon is Oakbridge kasi we learned about this through them. All right. So, of course, no trade stocks on the go. Download our First Metrosec Go app sa Google Play or App Store. And all this convenience within your reach through Finance Asia's Philippines Best Broker for 2017, 2018, and 2020. Here in First Metro Securities, we have a hashtag Your Future First. So with that, I'd like to thank you all, and yeah, let us know if you need any help. Thank you, John.
Okay, thank you, Japes. Thank you, Japes. No, a very wonderful discussion this afternoon. So I hope to all the listeners, you will truly, truly find the value in what we aim to do every Saturday. No, so I encourage everyone to invite your family and friends and remind them that we are back. Baka akala lang nila we are still on pause. No, yes, yes, we are back now and we are on our second session since our return. So yeah, JP, I hope all is well with you. See you next week. And thank you to the First Metro Securities Management and team. Um, sa lahat ng listeners, no, do whatever you need to do to protect yourself and your family. Stay healthy and safe. And yeah, that's it for this session. Maayong gabi sa tanong.
Thank you.